Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon Slaughter. This is a 25-minute class all about the transition between plank into down dog. Now, if you just watched the video before about all those tips on how to keep your neck long with the frozen pizza trick that I use and lifting your tailbone, then definitely check that out. But this class is the full 25-minute flow. So thank you for joining me. Roll out your mat and I'm going to roll the intro screen. Let's get warmed up with some full body breath. So find yourself standing here near the top of your mat, heel toe your feet pretty close together, roll your shoulders back and close your eyes. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Keep going in through the nose, out through the mouth, just kind of relaxing here and getting mentally prepared for our flow and letting an intention manifest as well. Something positive, something practical, something soothing, whatever you wish. It can be pizza, it can be any type of food, drink, whatever you like, just something either complex, simple, easy, whatever you like. Once you have your intention, we're going to seal it with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose, inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Excellent. Once more. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale out the mouth. Awesome job. All right. Some full body breath, getting warmed up. Go ahead. Inhale, hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Very good. We inhale into half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Excellent job. Chin is last to rise, slowly coming to standing on your inhale. Coming on up, hands up overhead. Back bend, let it go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Keep moving. We inhale into half lift, lengthening that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Relax. Chin is the last to rise, slowly coming on up. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend, let it go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Very good. Once more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat and come into downward facing dog. So we're going to get into that transition between plank into down dog here very soon, but here in your down dog for now, just kind of alternating those heels down and waking up all those muscle groups. All right, some basic lunges. So left leg, brief 3-legged, then bring that foot through, place it in between your hands, bring your hands on up overhead, full crescent lunge, your high lunge. Breathe, inhales, create space through your torso, exhales, soften your shoulders, soften your jaw. Very good. Both hands come all the way down to the mat, that back foot. Brief standing splits if you want. You don't have to raise that leg very high. Set it down for forward fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Okay, go ahead and place your hands on the mat and come back into that plank pose. Breathe. So, have another class that talks about good plank alignment and everything, but really focusing on being high on those toes, shoulders slightly over those wrists, core is engaged. Breathe. Okay, so lead with your tailbone. coming back into that down dog. Soft knees like we talked about, right? And then instead of looking up, we really want to keep that neck relaxed, right? Envisioning there's that big juicy pizza right underneath us, keeping that neck long, just relaxing. All right. Keeping things flowing, right foot, brief three-legged, bring it through. Place it in between your hands. Hands come on up, overhead, crescent lunge. Breathe, focus. Remember, inhales will create space through your torso, soft shoulders, soft jaw, focused eye gaze out in front of you. Okay, bring your hands all the way down. Frame that foot. Brief standing splits. You don't have to lift that leg very high. Set it down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin is last to rise. Slowly coming all the way up. Hands up overhead. Let it go. Back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we swan dive all the way down. Forward fold. Place those hands on the mat. Step back into your plank pose. So I talked about fidget feet syndrome when you move back and you have to move your feet around. So to kind of help prevent this, fingertips spread wide, shoulders slightly over those wrists. You're high on those toes. You're forward in your plank, right? Okay. Then lead with your tailbone. Keep your knees soft as you do this. And whether your heels touch or not, it really doesn't matter. It's more about that sensation of tailbone lifting, and you do press through your hands, just to hold yourself up, obviously, right? Neck is long, relaxed. Okay, go ahead and walk hands to feet, feet to hands for forward fold, and just relax. Few breaths in your forward fold, Uttanasana. All right, inhale for half lift, exhale, fold. Good. Chin is the last to rise, slow, steady, coming all the way up and back bend, let it go. Hands come up and leave them up overhead, but interlace your fingers, pointer fingers come out, tilting to the left, brief crescent moon. Come back through neutral, right side, crescent moon. Come back to neutral. Set those hands down and shake it out. Okay, very gentle back bend, and we're still getting warmed up, so we don't want to tax our back too much. But just bring your fingertips or your fists onto that low back, roll your shoulders back, bring your eye gaze up. And now breath is always the first thing to go in our back bends, right? So we really want to just be comfortable breathing here. So eye gaze is up, maybe getting a little bit of a throat stretch, and just breathe. Not coming back just yet. And so as you come back, here's a really good mantra to follow. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, come back. And this helps us to not collapse into that low back. So inhale, heart open. Exhale, come back. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, come back. And this really will help us to kind of protect that lower back as well. And coming back as far back as you want. Release, not staying there for too long. Shake it out. Excellent job. Okay, chin into chest and just roll all the way down. Forward fold. Shake it out. Take your peace sign fingers and wrap them around your big toes. So we want to separate our feet about hips distance. Now, hips distance is not mat's distance. It's relatively shallow. It's really only about 2 fists here in between your feet. So taking those peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes, relax your neck, shoulders, everything. Breathe. So hands to feet, Padastasana. You can have those fingers wrapped around, or you can bring your palms underneath your feet, whichever one you like. Knees are bent at first. Relax everything and slowly focusing on straightening those knees. Keep with your breath here in your hands to feet pose, audible breath. Engaging your quadriceps a little bit helps to relax your hamstrings. Bringing your belly to your spine helps you to relax that low back just a little bit. We can release and shake it out, wag it out. Okay, heel toe your feet together. We inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Hands on the mat. Come back into that plank pose. Hold strong in your plank. Breathe. You've got it. Now we're going to do that chaturanga. So one of two options. You can lower down to your knees, roll your shoulders back, come forward, or going for the full thing, lowering out to that 90-degree angle, coming into up dog, and then downward facing dog. And if chaturanga is one of those poses you despise, then I have a really good tutorial on that as well. I can link that up. Okay, so keeping things flowing right along. Left foot, brief three-legged, bring it through. Base of your lunge. Bring your hands up overhead. Crescent lunge once more. But we won't be here for too long. Breathe. Ground down your back heel. Open it up into Warrior Two. Doing all of your checks here in your Warrior Two. Left knee stacked on top of that ankle. Heels more or less in one line. Hands reach in opposition. And oftentimes in Warrior Two, I see a lot of this where people bring this arm way too far back. So instead of here, it's more of just arms straight out. Straighten your front knee, reach forward, and then tilting, hinging into that Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Coming back, Warrior Two. Excellent job. Okay, windmill hands all the way down to the mat, and then plank pose. High on those toes. You've got it. Okay, remember you're slightly forward in that plank, high on those toes. Really slow. Think about it. Lead with that tailbone as you come back. Soft knees. And boom, down dog. Excellent job. Envisioning that nice warm pizza, cold pizza, whatever it is underneath you to relax your neck. Okay, shift forward into plank pose, and whichever version you want, lower down to your knees, heels towards your glutes, roll your shoulders back, come out into that 45, and then up dog. From here, downward facing dog. Very good. All right, moving things right along into the next side. So, take that right foot, three-legged down dog, bring it through, base of your lunge, hands up overhead, full crescent lunge. Steady breath, you've got it. Ground down your back heel, coming into Warrior Two. Right knee stacked on top of that ankle, heels more or less in one line. Eye gaze softly over your front hand and breathe. You're doing very good. Okay, straighten your front knee. Reach forward gently and tilt, hinge, coming into that Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Don't dip this back hip down very far. Really kind of focusing on that lengthening through that side body, right? Slowly come back and warrior two. Excellent job. All right, from here, hands, windmill, all the way down to the mat. Getting a little fancy. And then take this foot, bring it back into plank pose. Holding strong in your plank. All those checks, right? Slightly forward in your plank. Core is engaged, high on those toes. All right, slow. Lead with your tailbone. Come on back. Down dog. Soft knees. Neck is long. And some people make the mistake of kind of collapsing way too far down, and you don't want to force this either. So neck is relaxed, but you're not forcing, anything. So, all right. Very good. Weight shifts forward into your plank. And then go ahead, lower down to your knees, heels towards your glutes, roll your shoulders back. So you're still keeping that straight plank alignment, right? Through your knees, your butt, your shoulders. You can lower 45 out, bring your feet down, raise into up dog, and come back into downward facing dog. Alrighty. Getting twisty whenever you like. Very good. Very brief standing series coming up next. But I want to talk about how to move from down dog into plank. So I think it's kind of the, opposite where we are leading with our tailbone, but we don't necessarily kind of push with our tailbone. And I think it's one of those things of people taking this transition too seriously. So just calmly is a good way to say it. Calmly move forward. Notice how I'm already starting to come high on those toes. And then shoulders are over those wrists. And once I get here, I kind of like to do a little bit of a shoulder roll back, because oftentimes you may find yourself in your plank like this where it needs to be a little bit more neutral, right? Breathe in your plank. Oh, that core, I know. All right, lead with your tailbone. Downward facing dog. All right, just walk hands to feet, feet to hands for forward fold. And you can shake out those wrists. Ragdoll a little bit. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And chin is last to rise. Slowly coming on up. Hands come up overhead. Squeezing your glutes to protect your low back. Exhale, back bend. Hands up. Exhaling by your sides. Very good. All right, short standing series here in our 25-minute flow. Getting set up for our tree pose. Hands on your hips, and then take this left foot and just kickstand it on the inside of your ankle. So right hand, right hip, left hand, inner left thigh. And we want to open our hips from the front, right? So take your left hand and really just pull this leg back. Now your right hand's on your hip here, so you can kind of keep things square. And that's what we want in our tree pose. Our Vrikshasana is that opening in our hips from the front, right? Breathe. Now, are you pulling this leg back, or are you relaxing it open? Kind of thinking about that whole body awareness thing, right? Okay. Take this left foot and place it on that calf. But if you leave it down here on the ground, totally cool. Placing it on your calf. And if you're okay here, you can bring it up a little higher, that inner thigh. This is my favorite version of tree, but if you like to bring that heel all the way up and in between your pubic bone and your hip crease, that's fine as well. Whatever version of tree you would like. Breathe, focus. Hands can grow your branches, they can come to heart center, whatever you wish. How's your breath? How's your focus? You've got it. Hands back down, and you can release that foot. All right, kick it out. Shake it out, move it around a little bit. Next side. So take your right heel, right foot kickstanded on the inside of that ankle there. Left hand, left hip, and pull this leg back. Pulling it back, but just encouraging it. So you want it to kind of relax open, right? Good. And then if you want, bringing it to that inner calf, holding it here, bringing it up to that inner thigh, or all the way up that heel, up into that hip crease, pubic bone area. Hips open from the front. Hands gonna grow your branches. Come to heart center, whatever you want. Slowly bringing those hands on up. If you want to. You don't have to. It's fine. Wherever you are is cool. How's your breath? Okay. Slowly release. Shake everything out, move around, getting closer down to the mat now. Inhale, hands up, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Hands come up. Swan dive all the way down. Okay, one more set of our transition to close things out before we get really close to the mat. So go ahead and come back into plank pose. Again, programming this into our body so we're slightly forward in that plank, and you lead with your tailbone, soft knees, relaxing your neck. All right. Left knee, bring it up. Left wrist, untuck your toes. Now we are just going to do a very, very quick pigeon. And if you want to close out your practice by taking kind of a longer pigeon, that's totally cool. But just take about 3 breaths here. You can come down, you can not, you can stay right here. Close your eyes, 3 breaths. Okay, slowly switching it out. Okay, right knee comes up, right wrist. Untuck those back toes. And just sinking here in your pigeon for about 3 short breaths. The class is almost to an end. We'll have a brief shavasana and call it good. Okay. Come back into down dog. And calmly come forward into plank pose. Those shoulders roll back a little bit. And you can just lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes and rolling onto your back for shavasana. Just a few quick breaths here in our shavasana. Again, if you're still pigeoning, that's cool. If you want to do a longer shavasana, that's fine as well. Hands fall out, feet fall out. Few breaths. You may choose to stay here in your shavasana if you want, or if you would like, slowly, slowly wiggle your toes, your fingertips, and you can come on up to that seated position so that we can bow together. Excellent, awesome practice, everyone. I hope that you have really kind of learned how to program that transition in between. And it's more fun, right, to arc your low back and lead with your tailbone when you come into down dog as well. And then, I did the whole pizza thing in the last video. Again, I'll link to that so you can watch it. But it's just, a good reminder to let your neck relax. So thank you all so much. Again, my name is Landon Slaughter, helping you fix the kinks in your yoga practice by deepening your knowledge so that you can create a truly transformative experience for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Namaste.